Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another review. This time it's going to be on some AirPod Pros. I was going to do the AirPod 3s, but I realized, you know what, I didn't even do the Pros, and personally they're still better than the 3s, so why not? So without further ado, let's hop right into the review and talk some tech specs and see if it's still worth buying in 2022. So these headphones have been out for a little while. Now I will let you know what I paid for them. They're used, of course, and I paid $85 for my pair. But normally you can find AirPods for, I want to say the original price is $249, though they're on sale currently for either $199 or even $189, depending on where you actually shop. Micro Center, Best Buy, Walmart. Some places are selling these for cheaper, so just be aware of that. Now let's talk some battery life. You get up to 4.5 hours with active noise cancellation actually on with this particular headset. 5 hours without it. And of course, the talk time on it is 3.5. So be aware of the fact that if you use these for music and then you decide to use these for talk time or anything else, it will vary. You're not going to get that full 3.5 if you listen to 2 hours worth of music. So you know, it will vary, but it does have quick charge, which allows you to actually put this inside the case, and a 5-minute charge will give you about an hour of talk time. So if it gives you an hour of talk time, obviously your media or music viewing time is going to be a little bit higher than normal. In addition to that, these are IPX4 and they are Bluetooth 5.0. Granted, we're going to probably have the AirPod Pro 2s around the corner eventually, and 9 times out of 10 this is going to drop in price. But for those that, like me, headphones are headphones. Because it's still a high-end Apple product, they're still going to get supported along with app support, so you don't really have to worry about any of that. And of course, you have your little groove right here, as you can see in this little section. I'm using a Pixel camera, so it's doing a little struggling to kind of see it, but it is there. And this is a real authentic AirPod. Because before I did a review on something that came from Five Below, and you could definitely tell that it came from Five Below. As usual with the charging port with Apple products, they have the lightning cable. So for those that are iPhone users, you'll feel right at home because you can just pop your lightning right inside. While for the rest of us, like you already know, Android users, you'll have to actually have that separate Apple cord, which these headphones come with the cord, so you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry yourself with the actual box. But 9 times out of 10, most people do have enough cords at home. If not, there's places like Five Below, they sell them, so you don't have to worry about that, especially if you get a used pair like me. Now, you do have the H1 chip, so it has that smooth connectivity, meaning you don't necessarily have to know what the H1 chip is as a whole, but you do be aware that it's going to be a smooth transition and just putting them inside of your ear, connecting, disconnecting, the spatial audio feature, which is really good with music. It does a job where you turn your head and move up and side down, and the music kind of moves along with what you're listening to. Optional feature that you don't necessarily have to use. Me personally, I'm here for the noise cancellation because it has top-notch noise cancellation in this price point. You can, and just to test it out, if you really ever get a pair of these, do yourself a favor, run your shower, run your tub, put your earbuds in, and listen to how much noise it actually cancels. And that'll show you that that is a good pair of headphones right there. What else do we have here for this headset? It has active noise cancellation like we talked about, transparency mode, adaptive EQ, custom high excursion Apple driver. Honestly, I'm not even going to read that part because I am looking at some spec sheets about this for some stuff that I missed. And I'm not going to get into all that nerd talk because I don't want to sound like an Apple channel. I'm just going to tell you that, yeah, it actually works pretty good. So you do get about 24 hours of listening time with the charging case with this. Again, it's going to vary based on your actual usage. Personally, when it comes right outside the box, I believe the noise cancellation is already on with this particular headset. So be aware of that. We already talked about the battery life. It has the Hey Siri feature. We already know it's IPX4, which, to be honest, I kind of wish that it was a higher IP rating. But granted, as long as it can hit water, rain, whatever it is, obviously not hurricane weather, but it could take sweat and things like that. And to be honest, that is good enough. things that have higher IP ratings, I'm not sure what they're for, but it is nice that they're more concerned about quality of sound, aesthetic, and look. Of course, if you buy this from Apple, you do have the option to get the engraving. I think it's on the front underneath here or so. Personally, I'll never do that because I'm not waiting for an engraving. It's just a silly engraving. Some people like that, especially if you're gifting something, and I totally understand. But for me, totally 100% unnecessary. So what I'm about to do right now, I'll put these on my side of my ear. So if it sounds like I'm talking a little bit louder, that's because these things have noise cancellation. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you how some of the settings of the headset itself. I don't want to make this a too long video. I know I can ramble. And these headphones have been out long enough where everyone pretty much knows a lot of their features. So if you go to the settings right here, and let's say you decide to go to Bluetooth. Let me do that right here. What we're going to go ahead and do is tap on the eye right here. Actually, matter of fact, since we're here, I'm going to do this too. If you tap on the eye, well, not the Apple Watch, but if you tap on the eye right here, it'll actually show you as you scroll down the model number of your AirPods. Now, granted, with Apple Watches, you might buy a pair of AirPods or an Apple Watch or something, and you might get an older version of that headset. This serial number right here will determine which one you have, the model number, so you know how new your headset is. Even though, like, I have a Series 3 watch currently. I had a newer one, but I went back to the Series 3 because I sold the other one to a friend. The Series 3 has multiple watches where one is a newer edition. So it boosts faster, has more internal memory, things like that. So you do want to be aware of what you're buying. Anyway, this has the option to put find your network. So if they're lost, it'll show you where your headphones are. Obviously, they're AirPod Pros. Luckily, the used pair I have actually has a limited warranty until 11/3/22. So that's a good thing for me. Optimized battery charging. That's something that you can turn off if you want to. Personally, I say leave it on because it does help the degradation of your battery with your headset. In addition to that, let me pull this up a little bit closer so you guys can see it. In addition to that, it's headphones. So you don't need to supercharge them all the time you want to. Spatial audio, you do have the option to turn this on. And as you turn on spatial audio, it's playing in your ear and it'll let you know how it feels. Actually, spatial, let's do that now. Okay, so I have spatial audio on. Like, let me turn that on now. That sounds pretty good. You can definitely test it out with music that you listen to, and you're going to tell a huge difference where it feels like music's hitting you all around you. Now, what I will say is be aware of the fact that when you have spatial audio on, you're going to hear less around you, especially with active noise cancellation on. So be aware of that. Automatic ear detection is if I take it out, it'll disconnect. If I put it in, it'll reconnect. Ear tip fit test. The box comes with multiple earbuds like any other headset for the most part. And it allows you to actually make sure that your headset is fit properly and it puts you through a little test that you can go through. You do have the option to change what the left and right buttons do, whether you make it Siri, whether you make it noise cancellation transparency mode. But personally, I just leave it alone. I'm not too concerned about that because I love the active noise cancellation. Granted, noise cancellation will only work if both earbuds are connected. You will never get noise cancellation with only one. It's only a feature with two. Then you have the option to turn it off, where I can actually hear myself a little bit better. I think I'm talking pretty loud with the noise cancellation on. Then there's transparency mode, which does oh, I love this. This is nice. This is nice. If you don't know what transparency mode is by now, well, long story short, which it does more than what I'm about to tell you it does, of course, but I want to say it anyway. It allows you, the user, to be able to keep your headphones inside, I'm going to say it in a nutshell, and still be able to hear everything happening around you, whether it's cars going past, people talking, conversations, things like that, so someone will run up on you and bop you across the head and take your phone. But with that being said, I'm putting it back on noise cancellation. That's my favorite feature. If you feel a little suction in your ears, it does take time to get used to a little bit, especially for me. Actually used to give me headaches at first, but I was like, you know what? I took my time putting them in, and I got used to the active noise cancellation. Plus, I need that for the train. I could barely hear the rumbling of the train, and we're talking the Philadelphia L train, which is outside of the Broad Street line, the nastiest train in the world, and you can hear me just fine. So with that being said, that's basically the features of the AirPods. There are a lot of other things like drivers and that we could talk about, but that's completely unnecessary because if we're talking about sound, I don't have anything negative to say about this headset. The only way you'll get better sound out of a headset is if you personally go to something like a actual music store that sells headphones. Because what I always say is, the $249 price tag is expensive. I'm not going to sit here and act like it isn't. But what I will say is because they have Apple Care and they have ways to replace your headphones through insurance and whatnot, it definitely makes it worth it. In addition to that, because they're on sale right now, remember, I got mine for $85. But that's not a normal price, so don't even think about finding it for that price. They're normally about $249. A lot of times they're on sale for $199, but right now they're on sale for $189 at places like Best Buy, I believe, Target. So what I'll do is when I make this video up, I'll leave multiple links in the description from Target, Best Buy, whoever it's on sale, so guys can kind of get the best deal for them. And they're still worth it, even though I don't know how long the headphones been out, 1 year, 2 years or so, I believe. I think like 2 years, I believe. It's definitely worth it. It's amazing sound for music. What I will say is if you're using an Android device, you will not be able, let me keep these out just to show you guys again. I'll just do a little quick spin around and stuff. You will not be able to use these spatial audio feature with Android devices. That's why I say Apple kind of sucks you in their ecosystem. Excuse me, underneath the weather, but still wanted to make this video for you guys, so bear with me. But Apple tends to, try to master the art and craft of just making products and making it's kind of like the dopamine effect where you want something nice, you get a nice car, you feel a certain way when you own certain products. That's how Apple is. But in addition to that, they also take time to do their software and make everything integrated, which is a big section where Android really screwed up. Samsung could have did that with computers and things. Motorola, no other Android decided to do that. Instead, they just made a phone that could be work as a standalone device. But when you do that, a lot of applications are optimized, things don't work properly, and then you get the problems that you have with Android. Not knocking them, still love Android, but it is what it is. But with that being said, yeah, I still suggest these headphones. I can't consciously pull out any headphones that have the all-around package that this has that's better without going into the 300 to Sennheisers and things like that don't necessarily have the best call quality, but they're more for audiophiles. So for me, I'm already in the Apple ecosystem. Unfortunately, I have the phone, I have the buds, and I have the watch. I ended up getting rid of the AirPod 2s primarily because I said this is just a waste of time. It's like they don't sit in my ear. I need something that sits in my ear. I need something that has that bass and umph that I like. And, this does the job. So I definitely look forward to AirPod Pro 2s. I don't know if any specifications came out for that, and I'm not going to speculate at the moment. I will try AirPod 3s eventually when I find them used because I'm not paying $180 for basic AirPods, but to each their own, right? So anyway, this video was just more of a situation to say, you know what, this product is definitely worth it in this day and age. For you guys that are Apple users, 100% AirPod Pros is definitely worth it. Just be aware of the fact that you might have to use different tips to make sure that this is good to go. I forgot to mention this does have wireless charging, I believe. Yep, it does have wireless charging. Got your little button on the back, like all Apple products, so you get ready to sync it. If you hold it, for I think 10 seconds or so, it'll blink white and then turn orange to let you know that it's fully reset. So be aware of that. In addition to that, I forgot. Last thing that's very, very important. So it's to have a feature where if you lose it, you can find out where it is on the maps. Now, be aware of the fact that when you buy things used at a pawn shop, things like that, people tend not to deregister their product. That's something I had to go through, where the person didn't deregister their product. So it'll let me know the moment I synced it. Well, this could be traced through such and such because it was still attached to their Apple account. Granted, now it's attached to mine, probably because it's been over 24 hours. I don't know how that works with Apple. Just be aware of the fact that, people could possibly track your location if you buy a used product and they have ill intentions. Be aware of that. But anyhow, that's it for the video. Just wanted to make this short and sweet, even though it's 14 minutes long, a little bit longer than that. I tried to cut it down, guys. I really tried. So, and always, I have that wallpaper that people see. There you go. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.